Each and every single one of us has a door that we've decided to shut in our minds because of events in the past that are too traumatic for us to want to look at. Denji from Chainsaw Man, at the end of episode 12, was told not to open the door. As we come to later find out in the series, he does end up opening the door. This video isn't going to be about opening the door and what he sees on the other side of the door. It's going to be more about my personal experiences with opening my own door to myself and why I believe that very few people, such as myself, didn't actually open up this door sooner. And that's what this video is going to be about. So essentially, each one of us, from my personal experience, has been able to glean that we all have a door that we close. We put the things in there that we don't want to look at, that we have suppressed, the emotions, the feelings, the pain, the unresolved traumas that we may have faced as a kid, and we shut that door because the events that happened are too painful for us to look. Yet once I was able to open the door myself and go through the door, I was presented with quite an opportunity that I was not expecting to be presented with. I saw my younger self. My younger self was full of joy, happy, bouncing around, living life to the fullest, showing his parents what he was proud of and not being discriminated or judged or made to feel a certain way. And then he goes and he grabs his mother's hand and we all just sit around in a circle in this field, just being with one another and realizing that we all didn't have any clue what we were doing. We thought we were doing the best that we possibly could. And yet, as a child, we wished that our parents could have been more. We wished that we could have had more of said experience, of more caring, of more reaching out, of more questions, of more compassion, whatever it may have been. It's just our parents, they don't always know. They don't always have a clear vision of where we are in our life because they're thinking that they're doing what they need to do for us at that time. And opening that door up to those emotions, to those experiences again, and having to relive them is quite painful because you realize that you have to let those aspects of you go if you truly want to grow and evolve into the person that you were meant to be. Because throughout our lives, we are told who we are, what we can do, what we cannot do. And in reality, it's all just a scam. Everything that we want is within us. Nothing is outside of us. The happiness, the judgment, the feelings that we feel towards somebody else, those are all inside of us, or the feelings that somebody feels towards us ourselves. We are the ones that decide that we feel this certain way or that we think that this person said this thing or thinks this thing about us. So opening that door allows for, at least for myself, has allowed for me to see that I have been in control this whole time. I've been the one that's been causing my suffering, that's been causing my pain, that's been causing my sorrow, that's been causing me to hold myself back because I was afraid to open that door. I was afraid to grieve over the loss of my younger self, over who I could have been earlier if I would have found these things out sooner. It's just, from my own understanding, is we have to go through these things to be able to open that door, to be able to put the key in, to be able to face what is inside that darkness. Because very few people will travel this road that you and I are traveling. Very few people decide that they want to make that next step to the next dimension, to the higher level, to a better understanding of themselves. I can't force any of you to make that decision. I can't force any of you to see the world in a different way. All I can do is make these videos in the hopes that one day you will see the world as I see it. And you will have this peace, this clarity, this sense of purpose by letting go of those aspects that no longer serve you, or even being able to go into those aspects and realize that, yes, that is who I was. And I can still be that person. That person is still inside of me. I'm not trapped inside of this cage any longer. I'm free to express my individuality to each and every single one of you to hopefully allow for you to stop suppressing yourself and judging yourself for things that other people have told you were wrong because those were their insecurities that they had of themselves. It's a big thing. It's a big concept. It's a concept nonetheless. And it's something that I have been able to test through trials and tribulations, meditation, self-reflection, questions, grieving, and processing that I believe anyone can do. It's a painful process. It's a process that very few people are willing to go through. Yet on the other side, from what I've been able to tell, there's a sense of clarity. There's a sense of purpose. There's a sense to what we do on a daily basis compared to where we might have been if we would have left that door closed, compared to if we wouldn't have moved forward, if we would have decided to stay stuck and keep pushing those things under the door, under the rug, and letting them just build up and build up and build up. It's really just a matter of making a decision that you want to open that door. You want to see what's behind the door. You allow yourself to see what's behind the door. Because that's always been something that I've had a hard problem with, is giving myself compassion. I would always give it to other people instead of myself because I didn't think I was worthy of compassion. I didn't think I was worthy of love and admiration or success. I didn't think I was worthy of those things because people throughout my entire life had told me that it wasn't possible, had told me that only the select few make it. It's just I had always known that I was able to make it. I was able to open the door. I was able to go through the pain, the struggle, the suffering that was required to become the type of person that I needed to become. I knew that I was able to go on the bike rides, lift the weights, sit in silence for hours on end to find that peace and that tranquility. Because I knew that it was going to pay off. I knew that I could trust in myself. And I think that's the hardest realization that I've had to come to, is I have more power than I can even fathom at this time. I have more power than I even understood. And it all began because I decided to take a path that very few people decide to take. And I couldn't be more grateful.